Great evening, equipped, empowered, poised, and positioned to move those who are ready to move is my ultimate mission. I wake up every day determined to make a difference in my assigned place. You see, my purpose, my passion, and my focus is to take you from where you are to where you want to be. I am Pamela Lue-Hing, better known as Coach P with Powerhouse Unlimited LLC, and I offer coaching, personal, and leadership development to women who are really ready to package their brilliance, execute their vision, transform lives, and build a life and business they love. And so today's show is sponsored by the Coach Mastermind Network. So let me tell you just a little bit about the Coach Mastermind Network. The Coach Mastermind Network is a phenomenal membership that will give you an opportunity to network with women, with coaches. So I work with life and business coaches who are ready to have a coach at their fingertips. They are primed and positioned to connect, learn, and grow. We offer coaching, personal, and leadership training and development within the framework of that network. And you also get an opportunity to have a coach at your fingertips, and that would be me. So I'm excited tonight because it's all about growing and all about learning. And if you're interested in learning more about that, you can always go to powerhouseinmotion.com. That's powerhouseinmotion.com and look for the Mastermind Network to learn more. So thank you so much for being here tonight to honor our guest. I have been like a kid on Christmas all day long. I've been so very excited to just have her in our presence, to celebrate her, to recognize her for her phenomenal accomplishments. Put an S on that. Okay, exclamation points. And she's still making things happen today. So why don't we do this? Why don't we take you all the way back to 1990? All right. So let's take you back to 1990 because some of you may not have been born at that time. So I want you to see why we're here today. So I'm going to go ahead and start the video. And if you have any questions, if you have anything you want to share with Miss Carole, please put it in comments. Please go ahead and do that. And that way, if you have a question, we can ask her that question. Please like, share, and start a watch party because today, y'all, we're going to have a great time. So many people are here. We are just ecstatic to honor Miss Carole Anne-Marie Gist during Black History Month. All right, so let's get started.
Miss Michigan, if you'd come forward. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked the other two women. You'll have 20 seconds. We have narrowed it down to just the three of you. Why should the judges select you to be Miss USA 1990?
Well, each and every one of us are different and unique in our own ways. And I do believe I have something positive to share with the young people of America, especially young women. That any goals you have and desires only in America can you achieve them if you believe within yourself and put God in front of you. And that if you keep believing and keep striving, you can be whatever you want to be.
Thank you very much. Would you join the other contestants, please? Step back right here.
So that was the final question. Now let's see what happened after the final questions were done.
All right.
I am about to reveal the name of our first runner-up and the new Miss USA, and let me remind you of the importance of the first runner-up. If Miss USA can't complete her reign for any reason, including the possibility of winning the title of Miss Universe this April. Our first runner-up will be Miss USA.
And it's
We have
Miss
two
USA in
sensational
the
women
person
left.
of
Much good
Miriam
luck. Only
Stevenson
one
of South
of these.
Carolina.
The person I will announce
Last
the name of the
year's Miss
first
Universe,
runner-up,
Christine Martel
then
of
Miss
France,
USA.
presents the robe and
First
crown to
runner-up
her
is
successor. A
Miss
worthy
South Carolina, Miss USA is Miss Michigan, Carole Gist.
Miss USA, Carol Morris, is the chosen one. The second time in the history of the contest an American girl has won.
You will be our country's representative in the Halloween of the 1990 Miss Universe pageant. Your predecessor, Becky Morris, now will be Miss USA Creed, our entire cast serenade you. This stage is yours, Miss USA 1990. The night is yours.
Home crowd here who applauded her to the roof. And there she sits with her diadem on the throne.
Representing the United States and mutual understanding, dedicate ourselves to the ideals of friendship and goodwill among the people of the United States.
Kansas, we found ourselves a winner.
USA was named Miss Universe 1967.
Michigan one she will remember the rest of her life.
She's also just joined a very special sisterhood. She's the new Miss USA, and she'll go out to Hollywood to compete for the Miss Universe title in April.
For all of us, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Laura. Next time, good night.
Good night.
The first runner.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It took me all the way back because I was sitting right there in front of that television. And I tell you what, I am so ready. I'm just like in tears over here, Carol. I'm trying to hold back. But allow me to share just a little bit about Carol. And then we're going to bring her in to join us. So Carole Anne-Marie Gist is living history as the first Black woman crowned Miss USA 1990. Carol credits pageantry with allowing her to rise above the difficult circumstances of her youth. As a speaker, author, wellness, and fitness coach, she helps thousands yearly take daily steps towards becoming the best version of themselves. Carol continues to push herself, discovering new limits as an entrepreneur, a triathlete, print, and runway model. Recognized by the Michigan Chronicle as a woman of excellence, her impact is global and local. Carol's volunteerism with domestic violence prevention, job reentry, food distribution, and housing insecure organizations is a daily testimony of life lessons learned. Carol earned her master's in kinesiology and a master's in sports administration from Wayne State University, my alma mater, where she also works as an adjunct faculty member, and she's also a health and wellness coordinator. And she's got some other things she's going to tell us about tonight. So I am excited to welcome Miss USA 1990, Carole Anne-Marie Gist.
I'm like, who's she talking about?
Yo, welcome, Carol. We're so excited you're here tonight.
Well, thank you, Miss Pamela, Coach P, for having me. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. You know, it is so incredible. I don't know if you realize this, but we competed 4 times together. You remember the 4 times?
Miss Black World was the only one I remember.
Go back to high school. How about on the track?
Oh! I was like, what?
Yes. Okay. Was it the 100 or the 110 hurdles? Did you do hurdles?
110 hurdles.
It was the 110 hurdles. Yep. You had me. And you won there too.
I had to use my height advantage because I was not a sprinter.
I love it. And you know, mentioning Miss Black World, guess what I have sitting over here? I tried to find our picture. the picture of
gosh,
me,
you
you,
still
and
have
Kenya.
one.
So we still have that. And I have something else I'm gonna pull up in just a second because the fourth time we competed was Miss Michigan USA, right?
Really?
That was the fourth time because we did twice in Miss Black World, Michigan. Because the first time Kenya won,
You won, and then
right?
yeah,
And then the next time she crowned you.
right.
And
She,
I was
she
looking at
told
it.
me she was mad that I won Miss USA first. She said, I wanted to do it first. Well, I'm sorry.
So you said, oh, you can have Miss.
She went and won 3 years later. It's all good.
There you go. There you have it. There you have it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And I tell you, then the final time that we competed was with this. Remember this?
Yeah. Wow.
This is where it all began for you. Miss Michigan USA. So take us back that moment that you won Miss USA. I saw the pause. I saw it was almost like an adjustment, right? In that moment. What were you thinking?
I was like, did he just say I won? I mean, and all I could do was I wanted to thank God. I was like, oh my God, thank you. You know, for me, that was an amazing moment, but it was very surreal. I mean, I tried not to listen to all of the people saying, you know, could it be? Because there wasn't any hype really around. It was 3 women of color that year out of 51. But all the pressure seemed to be focused on Texas. Can Texas repeat, you know? So no one really had put a bug in my ear. And, you know, it wasn't like, oh, no, a Black woman hasn't won. A Black woman hasn't won. So I didn't put the weight on the fact I would be the first. I just wanted to go and do the best that I could and have fun through the experience and represent well. You know, if nothing else, let me represent well. And I remember being very proud when the top cut was made from 51 to 16, I believe.
Okay.
And I think it was 15 then. So 51 to 15. And the fact that all 3 Black girls were in the top, you know, and then they cut to 10 and then we still made it. So I was just really proud that the quality that we were, I don't even like to say good enough to keep rising, but you know, like, yes. And we were different shades and different heights. And so we didn't all look alike either. So I was just really proud that we all 3 made it that far. And when it got down to the 3, you know, I was like, I'm still in it. I have a chance. And I just really, in my heart, just, you know, I believe God orchestrated all of that.
Yes.
Just to show me how much he loved me, to let me know I was not forgotten. And that, you know, though you may not have had all of the wonderful moments of having an earthly father, you know, to call you his pretty princess or to, you know, make you feel like, you know, you were everything in his world kind of thing.
Right.
He was demonstrating to me at that moment that I mattered and that I had a father that loved me unconditionally, make me feel safe, make me feel like his pretty princess in that moment. And I just wanted to thank God. And I was like, wow, you know, now maybe my family will accept me. And that was the next thought.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So,
you know, if somebody else validates you, then you got to be enough, you know.
That's right. That's right. Well, so we think, right? So we think. That is just a surreal moment. It had to have been, I'm sorry.
It was a lot of emotions all in that one moment, but sheer joy, you know, and just a pure, I mean, I think that in that moment, that probably could be considered the happiest moment in my life up to that moment, like the most amazing one, you know?
Right.
So.
Wow. Well, I remember when you won, you started praising God, but then when they put the crown on, it's like you had a moment there. It was like, okay, let me assume position.
Yeah.
What was that about?
It was like, okay, don't get out here and do the ugly cry. The thing in my mind says, hold your head up, shoulders back, stand up, proud, represent, you know? And I think I was during the 20th anniversary of Miss Michigan under the leadership of Melissa Proctor. when Chanel Johnson was being crowned, and she started to cry, and she wanted to like fall down, like, really lose it. And I said, "You are the queen. Now stand up." So I think that is the very same thing that I had in my mind. It's like, stand up and be the queen that you are. There's time for the tears. You could cry back in your room, like, "Oh my God, I won, thank you." But right now, you're gonna get out here. You go walk.
See, yes. Well, Carole, I know everybody get ready. I forgot to tell you, she's gonna be dropping nuggets all night long. We're gonna be here for an hour, right? So I need for somebody to go ahead and put the notes in chat. And the first is, what did you say about being a queen?
Oh, I said, "Oh, stand up. You are the queen now."
Stand up. You are the queen.
I was like, "Oh, throw your shoulders back and stand up."
Right.
I just remember whispering that in her ear because they had me bring her out her flowers that night. So that was the first time I was a part of the local pageant or the state pageant's crowning process. And so I felt honored to bring her flowers. Yes. And I was so happy. It was her first time too. So we had a lot of similarities. That was my first time going out for, to me, a real pageant. Not that Miss Black World wasn't, but I looked at it more like a talent competition. We didn't have interview and all that, the other part of the the pageant. We did do gown. I said, did we even do swimsuit? I don't even remember. I don't think that we did that either. So I think I remember doing talent and the gown, and that was it.
Okay. But talent though, that's the Miss America. You did talent.
But I still in my mind, because when I went through USA system, it was nothing like what we did in Miss Black World.
Miss Black World. That's right.
To me, it was more of a talent competition.
Yes, that's right. Yes, you are exactly correct. So we have a couple people here. I want to go ahead and have them say hello to you. She said that was awesome. We don't know who they're in tune with the world. I love it. Love your name. And then Miss Krista is here. Stand up. You are the queen, she said. Ladies, I don't care what you go through. Carole has told us. Miss USA 1990 has told us. Stand up. No matter what you're going through, right, Carole?
Yes.
Because you are the queen.
Oh, here's another one since you're talking about nuggets.
Yes.
So funny. Gretchen and I were together for the 70th anniversary this past November. And she said, "You know what? I've been meaning to tell you all these years. I'm sorry for how I put the crown on your head. It was all cockeyed, right?" And I said, "Well, you know what? It's all good because my hair was big enough and full enough for it to sit in there and not fall off. So it's all good." So, I know you've seen the mention, when your crown is crooked, just straighten it up. And it's like, don't criticize your sister or someone else you see whose crown is crooked. You go over there and you help them straighten it out. You don't say, "Oh, her crown is crooked," And my crown was crooked when I was doing that walk. And I'm just saying, you stand up, you are the queen, even if your crown is crooked.
That's right.
That's the nugget. Stand up, you are the queen, even if your crown is crooked.
Even if your crown is crooked.
Crooked crown could be anything that you're going through in life. The self-doubt, the negativity, not knowing where you're looking for a job, unemployment, going through relationship problems, going through challenges with your own children, going through some kind of legal battle, whatever it is that is going on, and your crown is a little crooked because of them challenges, you still got to stand up, because what? You are the queen.
You are the queen. And
go ahead and put or king. So you got to say
or king, right? For those kings who are watching,
and not leaving y'all out either.
That's right. And so the other nugget would be help a sister out. And what is that? That's what I heard. Kiela says hello.
Criticize and like, no, you'll get back in life what you give out. So go help somebody else when their crown is a little crooked.
That's right.
That way somebody will be there for you when yours is.
That's right. Exactly right. Well, Empowered for Greatness says hello from Detroit. Detroit is representing in the house. Yes. Hello. And then Salada Mack from Alabama says hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. So Salada, thank you so much for being here. So Carole, I want to get to some questions because our hour is going to go like that. It's going to go so quickly. And so the first one is, tell us about your prizes. So you told us a little bit about your experience, when you finally won. And now that you're Miss USA 1990, what happened after that?
Went to a coronation ball and press little press, AP press junket, and then to my room. It wasn't. I didn't even get to see my parents. I thought it was they changed a lot of things, and I think for the better. Yes, I felt very lonely that night. I really did. They had even moved. I don't know if she left or they moved her. I don't know which. But my roommate, Miss Arkansas, was gone, so I had to go back to a room empty. And I couldn't hardly go to sleep. And the one of the pageant staff came up to see what was in my wardrobe that I could wear for the next day for press interviews, for press interviews.
Okay.
And I had to let them know that everything I brought was borrowed and everything was going back in that trunk with my mother. I had about 3 or 4 pieces that were mine, 2 gowns, a cocktail dress, and a one suit.
Wow.
And the shoes are mine.
And the shoes were yours.
Everything else was going back.
My goodness.
That was a little different, and they've done that a whole lot better. That the family get to be with them, and I felt that part I was a little robbed of. Maybe I don't know if that was how they had done it every year prior to me. But I know it would have been nice if my family could have come up to the room with me
to celebrate with you.
Just to celebrate with me.
And celebrate. So you got tons of prizes, I take it.
Yeah, there were a lot of prizes. And I don't, and now they just do the money. I would have preferred the money.
Right. Just give me the money. Show me the money.
So like a lifetime supply of shampoo from Pantene, and a lifetime is it lasted maybe about, actually I still have 1 box left. I'm not using it, but I have 1 box left. I probably should just throw it away.
Wow.
I have 1 box left of conditioner. It had like 12 bottles in each case.
Okay. So other than the shampoo, let's talk about how your life.
It was like deodorant, cameras, sunglasses. It was a lot of little stuff. I'm like, you could have just gave me the money.
So things have
a car, a fur coat and a fur jacket. I still have the fur coat and the fur jacket. Don't have the car. Don't have the boat.
But you have the lifetime of experience, and you get to be honored here tonight as the first Black Miss USA, which we are going to celebrate you tonight. As a matter of fact, we have Alexandra Badgett, Miss North Carolina 2019 and 2020. She says, absolutely, I hate you missed that celebration. Alexandra, Alex, thank you. We love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. And Carole, I don't know if you recall years ago when Alex was first, she was thinking about pageantry. And you connected with her and shared with her. So we thank you for doing that. And because of that, guess what? She kept going. And she's had all of our support. And she went on to win Miss North Carolina. And that was in the Miss America pageantry system. Yeah. So
awesome. Congratulations, man. If I didn't get to say it then, I'm saying it now, right?
That's right. So you won Miss USA. You went on, did you move to Hollywood? What did you do after pageant time?
Well, I did stay. The home base for Miss USA was LA at that time. And I started off in a penthouse apartment in Beverly Hills. And I think somewhere, maybe 2 months in, they moved the apartment to Westwood, a little about 3 or 4 miles down.
Got it.
Westwood. And but out of the year, with the travel schedule that I was on, I don't think I was even in the apartment less than 2 months.
Okay.
I almost want to say maybe about a month, because I would be home for like 2 days, 3 days at a time, where I could unpack the suitcase, take clothes to the dry cleaners, get my hair done, get a facial, maybe get my nails done, and I'm back out again.
Okay.
So it wasn't a whole lot of downtime.
So
I was constantly traveling to 2-3 cities, sometimes 2 states in a day.
Okay. So you went from the year's reign, right? And then you also, during that year, you had to compete for Miss Universe.
Yes.
So, because I'm gonna tell you, I threw everything, but I think my mother had to come and calm me down when they announced you as the runner-up
Yeah.
to Miss Universe. Because I said, "Oh no, there is no way she did not win Miss Universe." So I'm sorry, excuse me, I had to get that in
Yeah.
there. But tell
Well,
us.
that was probably one of my harshest first life lessons.
Hmm.
Don't override the spirit of God. Listen, and when He tells you do it, do it.
Okay.
Because He gave me the answer to give, and I questioned it. I said, I can't say that. I'm like, how dare I question God? You know, if that was the answer He dropped in my spirit, I should have gave it. And I believe that's what cost me the win.
Okay.
I honestly believe it was that. I don't think it was anything else. And you know, I think what was compounding it was hearing everybody think it was racially motivated, or, you know, I was robbed, and, you know, the judges were mad at me at the little coronation ball. They were like, why did you answer like that? And then they told me I lost by 1/100th of a point. I was like, okay, keep pouring the salt into the wound.
Wow.
But yeah, I didn't answer. I was not obedient to what the Holy Spirit gave me to say. And that was the consequence of it. I believe that's why I didn't win. And so, life lesson, listen to the spirit.
Listen to the spirit. So
override what you think is your gut action, because that gut answer, that gut response typically is the spirit. So if you are praying or anywhere connected, that's don't question that. That's the right answer.
right.
Not the knee jerk reaction, but where you feel that one, you know, don't sit there and try to argue with God. Like, I can't say that. I'm like, why did I even do that?
Right.
I regretted it immediately, even before they announced how it went down. And then how it went down, I was like, okay, I can't even be mad. So I can be disappointed in me, but I wouldn't trade the experience for anything other than I wish that I could have been more rested, because I was on the go. Literally, I went from, you know, straight off the road to the pageant. You know, it was supposed to be in Sri Lanka and ended up being in Los Angeles. But I was like, I was tired. And I was fighting symptoms of sickness, sucking on cough drops and sore throat, a whole thing.
So you were overcoming. But can I say this, Carole? I have to interject. I have to interject here, because you were the runner-up. Out of how many women? Out of how many countries?
90. Oh no, we were 72 or 71. I know it was more women than Miss USA. It was more than 52. So I think it was like 70 something. And each year is not the same amount each year. Some countries pull out, some countries are added.
Yes.
I believe that year, I think it was 72.
And you were runner-up. So we just needed to put that into perspective, ma'am. That's all I'm saying. Just a little perspective goes a long way. So how did your life change, though, after, you know, Miss USA and then being runner-up for Miss Universe? How did your life change, and then what took you from there to back home to Detroit?
Well, that year was amazing. And I experienced things I had never experienced in life, you know, coming from where, you know, there was that period I was homeless, literally, that junior, senior year, until my paternal grandmother found me at a friend's house. And she came and said, "You're coming to stay with me." And I'm like, "You're not my responsibility. And, you know, my parents aren't able to take care of me right now. I just have to take care of myself." And she was like, "No, you come." She was like, "Big Mama, you come and stay with me." So, you know, having extras and being able to go shopping, and, you know, wasn't able to do that. So that year I don't even want to use the word scary. It was just like, if I said I liked something, it was wrapped up in maybe in a gift in the car, in the limousine, or it was delivered to the hotel. So, you know, you can get a little spoiled, you know, "Oh, I want that. Oh, I wasn't even asking for it. I just said, oh, it's so pretty."
Wow.
I just admired something and they gave it to me. Being able to go shopping and even if the things don't fit, which was a typical issue for me. Even if money wasn't a question, it was still very not fun to go shopping because my arms were really long and pants would typically not be long enough, and or they'd be too big in the waist, or if they fit in the waist, they're too tight around my thighs. I was an athlete, so I had a little extra muscle there, my quads. So to be able to go and have a tailor just fix everything, or have them remake it almost. And that was the comment I got. They said, "Oh, it's very difficult to, it's like redoing the whole thing for you."
Wow.
But it made shopping fun because I didn't have to worry about high water sleeves or high water pants. They made it all right. So
right.
That was the fun part,
That's the fun part. So with that being said, there are many viewers out there, Carole. You've dropped there's so many questions that I have, but we've got some surprises for you tonight, right? But I have to ask you this because sometimes, and I've experienced this myself, and I call it, I guess, the imposter syndrome.
Oh, yes.
Coming from the east side of Detroit, right? And feeling like once you have arrived or you've achieved something, feeling like almost like, gosh, do I really belong here? Did you ever feel that? And if so, how did you get through that?
I definitely felt that. And I have experienced imposter syndrome in various stages of my life, not just then. Okay. I will say this, in terms of remaining humble, though, I did a little act, a physical act of the two friends that I had. I actually had a nice, pretty hat pin that I put in a box, and I gave it one to each of them. And I said, if you ever see me acting like I'm, all that with the big head, you have permission to take this pin and pop that mug. Keep me grounded, keep me rooted, jerk my chain, bring me back to reality, anchor me back to earth. And so doing that, I never got like that, which I'm grateful for. But I did have the feeling like something else was supposed to happen after that. And I stayed in Los Angeles for about 18 months after. I did several pilots. I was a studio vocalist. I, sang the demo tracks for songwriters to shop them to artists. I recorded a song with Al B. Shore. I was getting work steady, but the casting couch was a real thing. And I was very... that hit me in a different kind of way because of past sexual assaults that I had had, and that didn't bode well for me. So after years of that year and a half of really trying to give it a go, I just felt like, Lord, it shouldn't be this hard. If this is what you want from me, you would have opened a door by now. I will go home and finish my degree and go from there. And even when I came home, I had a manager. We were working on an album, was working with a producer, had a whole demo tape.
Okay.
And then the producer was, that turned into a whole nother thing. And he became violent with me and threatening and, holding my demo hostage, basically, and saying that, I needed to do X, Y, and Z if I wanted my demo to get shopped, or if I wanted to get the better songs to record to finish it and things like that. So that was the final straw that I just said, maybe this isn't the route I need to go in the music or the acting. But when I came home, everyone was asking, well, where's your sitcom? Where's your movie deal? Where's your record deal? And I felt like I was a disappointment, or, I felt ashamed that I didn't make it, even though I knew why I came home. And I believe I came home for the right reasons. The well-meaning people did not know how that was causing me to be depressed. I think that was the hardest. And this is a year later. I didn't feel this right after giving up the crown because I was still excited and I was doing things in LA. I was trying to make it work, but I was still able to make a living. And I'm doing that. And come home is when I felt it.
When you felt it. So, I mean, you really, first of all, thank you. We thank you for being transparent tonight, because you're going to bless a lot of souls tonight. There's so many of us who have gone through violation, sexual assault. So many of us have been promised things and or been just violated in different ways. But you have overcome. You have overcome, and I love it. I love it. Somebody's commenting now. You've always stayed so strong, Cammie. Much love, Linda. Thank you, Linda, for being here to celebrate our Carole. And that's what it's all about, Carole. You, the same way that you were on the track, on the Miss Black World Michigan pageant where we competed together, and even in Miss Michigan USA together. I remember two things about you. I remember, number one, that you were extremely humble, but you were also very reserved. And I say that because we never know what people are going through. So we've got to be very careful about how we look at ourselves. Because I saw you, I mean, I had competed against you. I said, doggone it, by the time Michigan USA came along, I said, okay, Carole, can I get something? Can I get something? Right. But I was so excited for you because you were the total package. Matter of fact, you taught me a word back in Miss Black World, and that word was chutzpah.
I used that.
I had never heard of chutzpah. I didn't know how to spell
chutzpah too. I said the Gist women in my family have chutzpah. And I guess I get it from them.
Right. I had to go and look that word up, but that epitomizes who you are. And so that's why we're here tonight. We're here to celebrate who God has created you to be and who you have allowed him to help you be. That's why we're here tonight. So that's what we're going to do. And we've got some surprise guests. I didn't tell you about them, but we're going to start bringing them in just a little bit. Okay. So I want to take it back a ways. I'm going to take it back a ways, all the way back to Plymouth Church in Detroit.
Yeah.
How about that? Yeah. How about that? And there is Miss Carole Alexander is still. Hello there, Carole.
Hi. Good evening. Hi, Carole.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
I can tell.
Awesome. I brought Carole in because, I shared tonight with her. She's like, wait a minute. And I've forgotten that connection with Plymouth. Yeah. And then you shared something with me, Carole. Can you please share that with Carole so that she will know?
I was just telling Pamela how I was familiar with you because I met you at Plymouth Church when you were just beginning your pageantry march.
Okay.
And, the fundraisers to help support you, get your beautiful gowns, and to make sure that you were ready to compete for that crown in a way like no other Black girl had, because we hadn't invented Black girl magic, but you were working on.
Thank you. Yes, I'm telling you, I was scrimped and saved, and I would say scrimped, fundraise. It was scrimped all together to get that crown.
Absolutely. And I just remember being so proud of you because, one, you're a hometown Detroit girl. You're very humble and very beautiful without saying, but, I think I might be dating myself, but I just remember the first Black beauty contestant I saw was like in 1977, Jamil Commission.
She won Miss Universe
from Trinidad and Tobago. And I just wanted there to be someone else to take up the mantle and someone so more closely associated. We could look at you, put our hands on you, we could hug you. Your mom and your aunt were just beautiful people that brought us to you. And we were, happy to be from Detroit and watching the pageant and saying that's one of our own.
Oh, thank you.
That is
I was glad to make my hometown proud. I really was.
Oh my goodness. We're so proud. Even Judge Kimberly Best from Detroit.
Hey, Judge Best.
Yes, she's on here. She says, glad and proud to see these two Detroit girls, actually 3 Detroit girls, and I think from Detroit in just a moment. So thank you.
Carols and a Pam. 2 Carols and a Pam.
Yes. I love it. We might need to be a group.
Right. You see? Awesome. Thank you so much, Carole, for coming on in. Thank you.
My pleasure.
We appreciate you. Wonderful.
She taking me all down these lanes, memory lanes. You trying to make me cry.
No, we're just celebrating you. We are celebrating you. And someone is saying hello, former Detroit Rockette.
Rockette, yes.
Awesome.
That Linda? That has to be Linda.
That's I think El Cool 77.
In the Detroit Rockettes with under Carolyn Crawford, and so was Kenya Moore.
I did not know that.
We danced together. I remember braiding the child's hair, and walking because she at her grandmother's house. She was less than a mile away from me. She was near Oakman and Joy Road, and I was on Joy Road in Ward. So a little short walk. I used to walk over to her house, or she would walk over to mine.
Wow. Well, I tell you, someone said, Empowered for Greatness says, when your steps are ordered by God, his timing is always the best timing. And Carole, you're the epitome of chutzpah and timing as well. So when you got back to Detroit and you decided you were going to pursue your degree, so you have your master's. Tell us again what your master's are degrees are in.
I was finishing up my undergrad because I was, I was a sophomore when I won. Mm-hmm. I was credit level a junior because I always carried like 18 to 22, 24 credit hours a semester. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was crazy and had 2 or 3 jobs. I was just driven. And it, young, had all that energy because I could leave the hotel. I was, when the restaurant would close or the lounge, I was the karaoke host in the lounge, and I might get up at 2 a.m. and get up and still go study, and then still get up and go to an 8 o'clock class.
Wow. So tell us though, tell us about your degrees. Tell us your degrees. And let me say this before you start. No, I'm going to say this after you. Go ahead and tell us your degrees first.
Well, my undergrad was in business management and marketing. And it was a dual bachelor's with the minor in international business. Okay. And then I had earned 2 associates in the first 2 years as well, which was one was dealership accounting and hotel and restaurant management. So I worked in both dealership and in the hotel industry for a number of years. Okay. And when I was fast forward, because I got that in 92, and then I didn't get the courage or the wherewithal even to go for a master's until 2010, 11, really. I didn't start till 2012, and I finished that process in 2015. And so I worked in the hotel industry for about 11 years. Then I came home and was a stay-at-home wife and mother for another 12. And then I found myself having to re-enter the workforce as my life was changing. And I was stepping into the role of single mother. And I tried to go back into my degree field, but I couldn't. I left. When I left the Ritz-Carlton, I was a guest service manager. And when I went back to try to see if I could get a job at Ritz-Carlton, housekeeping was it. And I was like, kind of already been, not to put down housekeeping. I just knew I could not, in my mind, I was like, Lord, I can't keep my kids in private school, keep the home on this. And so then I was going to switch over and try to go back into the marketing side. And then there was territories and quota thing, sales that you got to meet goals or whatever. And I was like, okay, the pressure of trying to do all of that. And I was like, what am I going to do? And I woke up, I had a dream and I woke up and I said, okay, that must be what he wants me to redo my resume. I had been, all while I was a stay-at-home wife and mother, I had been teaching aerobics and also helping coach volleyball and track at my children's schools in middle school. And so kind of a functional resume, putting that stuff. And I had fundraised for American Stroke Association doing triathlon. So I kind of put all of that on there. And a month to the day my husband left, I had a job at a all women's gym. And so my journey in fitness began in July 2006. I got certified as a fitness instructor and a personal trainer. And I was doing that from 2006 to 2010. Then I went full time with Wayne State, and I was able to pursue getting another degree.
Mm.
So I said, well, I don't want to. At first, I was going to do an MBA. I mean, that was the only thing I thought about doing. I even had inquired at my undergrad at Northwood about doing an MBA, but it didn't make sense to do that now. I was like, I might as well do what I'm doing because I don't think I'm going to change. I love it. It's a part of my ministry, helping people be the best version of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not just losing weight, but changing the mindset of I can do more than I give myself credit for. If I work hard, if I'm consistent, if I keep lifting that 5 pounds, next weeks I can maybe lift 6 or 7, and then 2 more weeks I can lift 8, and then 2 more weeks I can lift 10. So that mindset, that transformation I was seeing in people's lives, A1C numbers improving, blood pressure improving, coming off of the medications, just feeling more confident and being stronger. That was healthy for me going through my divorce, helping others be healthier and better. So, you know, I couldn't stay in a pity party. So helping others be healthy helped me I should say, go through the divorce healthy.
So you got out of yourself and got into other people. So that's another nugget. So someone please type that in. So when we're going through, get out of ourselves and get out of our own way to help somebody else.
Yeah.
And that way we can propel us. Pardon me?
That was very helpful to do that.
Okay.
I got more out of it. You know, I almost didn't want to say, you don't have to pay me. You don't know, do my therapy. But no, I didn't need to pay me because I had to take care of it.
Right. So you have your two masters, right? And you're currently working on.
I'm applying for a PhD, well, Doctor of Physical Therapy.
Doctor of Physical Therapy. As a matter of fact, everyone, when I called Carole or texted her and said, hey, Carole, I want to celebrate you this month. She says, okay, well, I have my physics exam. I was thinking to myself, the only thing I know about physics is I know how to spell it, and that's it. Brains and beauty. Speaking of beauty, we're going to bring someone else in who wants to say hello to you, and I know she has to run. So I'm going to bring Miss Alexandra Badgett up.
Hello.
Oh,
hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am great. This has been so wonderful. Such a great conversation. Thank you so much, Miss Lue-Hing, for inviting me.
Welcome. And Alex is another humble spirit, Miss North Carolina 2019 and 2020. She's actually the first who's carried that crown for 2 years in a row, right?
Yes, I
am. They hadn't had the pageant again, so like
I found myself in the midst of a COVID year, so we didn't have a competition.
I was wondering about that for other people in other systems. How was that working? Because
so we took a year off essentially. So we had no competition and no Miss America in the year of 2020. Therefore, the next state competition was in 2021. So we had an extended reign. But what I will say is,
you made history.
What'd you say?
You made history.
Listen,
the longest reign in Miss North Carolina.
I did not expect it to be a 2-year reign that was going to be written down in the books. That was for sure.
Wow. Well, awesome. Alex,
yes,
you have Miss Carole Anne-Marie Gist, our first Black Miss USA. So for a queen herself, such as yourself, right? What did it do for you to know that you had someone who actually paved the way?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's hard to translate into words because I think everybody serves such a vital role and a different role in shaping the foundation for the generation of Black queens and title holders today. As you were just talking about your story, so much resonated with me, but so much has also changed within the system, and I guess for better, for sure. But just when thinking about the weight that you carried throughout that year, I just have to express my sincere appreciation for paving the way for individuals like me to be able to do what we love. I'm a part of the Miss America system, but what's been beautiful is seeing the connection between the USA and America system, especially recently. I feel like at a certain point they were so divided.
I couldn't even talk to Debbie, and we were in the same hotel at the same time. I thought that was crazy. Debbie Turner was the reigning Miss America at that time from Missouri.
Yeah, and they were so divided. And so there's been this beautiful bridge. And I think regardless of the system, it's incredible, the foundation that you all set. And I definitely was not the first, but I was the second. And the second after 36 years. So there is a lot of, foundational shift that needed to happen within our organization as well. And so I think being able to see the example that so many of our previous Black strong queens, set provided a foundation for us to be able to even voice, what changes needed to be instilled. We wouldn't have had that confidence without y'all. Yeah. So thank you for that.
How incredible.
I was thinking forward that I didn't want to taint the journey. It was still kind of fresh for our beloved Vanessa. Had it been a woman of a different color, it wouldn't have even have been blown up like it was.
Exactly.
But because it did, it tainted that, and I just, I don't want it to happen in this system with another one,
Yeah.
So,
and that's a pressure that I don't think about, from the outside looking in. It's a different weight. Not only are you a title holder, but you're a Black title holder, and to be one of the first, or second even, it's this pressure of knowing that you want to perform in a way that's authentic, but also perform in a way that not only necessarily meets the expectation, but lays a foundation for the generations to come, What were you saying?
I wanted to exceed it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be exceptional in terms of that it left a good taste in their mouth so that it would not affect the next beautiful, talented, bright, shining light from being able to be seen.
And years down the road,
many women who were competing, I'm sure Halle Berry's light was really, shining, but maybe they weren't ready at that time.
That's right. It's all about timing.
And all about timing. And I love what you talked about with God's timing. I was going to say, Miss Lue-Hing, that's all me. As you talked about your on-stage question and hearing God's voice, I have to share this little tidbit with you before I go. I had my on-stage question for Miss North Carolina. On-stage question is the category that makes me the most nervous. Miss Lue-Hing knows it just gives me jitters. And so I started pacing my on-stage question night. I was like, oh my goodness, I know what judge is going to ask me a question. There's this Black girl named Bree. She's fabulous. I was like, she's going to ask me something about women empowerment. I don't know. So I guessed what question she was going to ask. I figured it was going to be about the current First Lady, Melania Trump, and her platform. Y'all, I didn't know what it was. I started freaking out in the dressing room. I was like, do I ask somebody? Do I not? Do I ask somebody? We get on stage. Bree asked 2 questions, one to another candidate, and then the second one was to me. And so first girl goes, why does she get up there? And Bree's question was, how do you think our First Lady is doing? I chuckled so hard, and I just looked up at the Lord and was like, understood. I will officially stop panicking. And then I got up there, and my question was about, being an African-American in the Miss America and Miss North Carolina system. I was like, oh, okay, we got this.
We got that.
But we got to listen to him because he was talking to me in that moment. I was like, understand. Breathe.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome. And what I love about both of you is this. You're not just queens. I mean, both of you are history makers in your own right. But what I really love about you is your walk with Christ, number one. But number two, y'all are brilliant women. So, Carole, you're working on your doctorate, and I can't even articulate what Alex does. So Alex, can you tell us what your degree is and what you do?
Yes. So I double majored in insurance and risk management and finance. My minor was actuarial mathematics.
Oh, yeah.
So
can you help me with this?
I knew you would know what that was, Carole.
Can you help me with this physics? Can you be my tutor?
Listen, I took physics in high school, and I knew that was something I needed to avoid once I got to college.
Okay.
I
never had
math, but
I had calculus. I never had physics. So this is my first time with physics, and it's like,
yeah, I feel you on that one.
Yeah. But I am so proud of you, Alex. I know you have got to run. I thank you for coming in and sharing with our queen, our first Black queen.
Thank you for having me, and it was
this is a busy time of year for you, isn't it?
What'd you say?
It's a busy time of year for you.
I was going to say, so I've just started working. I'm 7 months into working with an investment firm whose clients are endowments and foundations and nonprofits. So yes, I am
beginning of the first quarter, and the taxes.
I was going to say, we are getting prepped for the year. Yeah, it is that time for us. So I am hopping off to go do work, but I am so honored to have joined. Thank you. And y'all have a great rest of y'all's chat.
Thank you.
Bye.
Wonderful. Thank you. So now we got another quick surprise for you. We're going to go all the way back.
Okay.
Like way back and bring up Judge Kimberly Best. Grade school, elementary school, right, Judge?
Correct. So I know I look bad. She probably doesn't remember, but I remember, Carole. We were in Miss Coburn's class together. Well, I think it was Miss Coburn, or was it Miss Fine? I think it was Miss Coburn. Yeah, at McFarland.
At McFarland.
So I remembered. And so I just want to say, and I used to compete in pageants. I'm not even going to get into that. It didn't work out for me. But my first pageant was Miss Black Star with Miss Vicky. I don't know if you all remember Miss Black Star used to meet over in what's that? Not Hazel Park. Yeah, Hazel Park. No, not Hazel Park. I forgot the name of that suburb off Woodward. But just wanted to say that, Queen, I have always been proud of you. Proud to say I know who you are, and thank you for being authentic. I did place a quote in the chat. It's my favorite quote, and I think Alex brought it up. Queen Badgett brought it up. And that's about being authentic and being able to be authentic and be yourself. And then, of course, be who we are, especially where we come from. And, especially coming from the West Side. And sometimes that can get misinterpreted. And I tell people all the time that I prefer to be true to myself, even at the hazard of incurring the ridicule of others, rather than to be false and to incur my own abhorrence. And when I tell this to kids that I speak with, I say, y'all, in today's terms, I'd rather be authentic and real and keep it real than to be fake and phony. I say that's essentially what you're dealing with, is being authentic, being authentically you, even at the expense of people making fun of you. And I want to thank you, Queen, for always doing that, for always being a proud representation of Detroit, of McFarland Elementary. And I know your fellow technicians are proud of you, but I just wanted to say that I am very proud of you, my sister. And so it is great to see you.
Yes, McFarland. Wow. That is way back.
Way back. Again, Judge Kimberly Best.
And thank you for doing what you do and sitting on that seat and ruling fairly for those who come into your courtroom.
Thank you so much.
And showing all the brown girls that you can be a judge and
absolutely
and you can make an impact and a change in our legal society.
Absolutely. And people need to, I have to plug this. People vote for your judges. People in various states at home. I'm in North Carolina. Coach P, I don't know if you're able to, where you're located now, but there are states where you can actually elect your judges, and we need to pay attention. We see
all homework. Read about them. Read about their rulings. And
exactly.
Before you go to the voting poll, we want to focus only on maybe the mayor or the governor or the president, but we as a people need to be focused on those judges too.
Because it's an escalation.
It's a lot of time for a long time.
I know. It's a stair-stepping process. So people need to remember that. It's a stair-stepping process.
I was like, especially people with no term. You need to right one in there. It's hard to get them out.
Oh my goodness. Y'all, we could go on. I mean, do you see when you are in the company of great people? I mean, it's just organic, right? It's organic. And I'm so grateful to God for just placing all of you beautiful, talented, brilliant women in my path. And I'm just excited to share you with the world. And tonight, again, we honor you, Carole. And thank you, Judge Best, for coming in. I know you've got to run. So we are thanking you. And
hug.
yes. Awesome. Thank you so much, Judge. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And we have one more guest, and it looks like she is here, but there she is, Miss LaShonda Milner.
Hi.
Now, Miss Milner is my stylist from Charlotte, North Carolina. And she is absolutely phenomenal in every sense of the word. But I asked her to come in to just share because she also knew Miss Chesley. And so we wanted to kind of touch on, mental health this evening. And then I know that you had some other questions, LaShonda, regarding young girls, because you'll be judging a pageant soon. So Miss LaShonda Milner, meet Carole Gist.
Hello. You're muted.
Oh, we can't hear you.
I think you're muted.
Are you here? We can't hear you. It says you're on. Oh my goodness.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you. Okay. What we're going to do is she's sending kisses.
I know.
So I will go ahead and just ask that question. I know that you, of course, knew Miss Chesley Priest, and can you just share not necessarily how it impacted you, but let's put more of the focus on mental health, would you say? Or share from your heart, what would you like to share concerning Miss Chris? Because that was devastating, I know, for you, and for all of us, it was devastating, but for especially those who knew her. And she was also very close to LaShonda Milner, and that's why I wanted to bring her in as well. So can you please share with us?
She was definitely an exceptional person. To have people who never met her and just saw or heard her speak, whether it was the questions she answered when she competed, or whether it was her interviews, giving them, as a correspondent for extra, or who actually Googled her and saw her work in other arenas, in the legal area, and with her work with Dress for Success. And they were touched by her, never having met her. And I'm like, people who could be touched like that, who never actually physically met a person, speaks volumes.
That's right.
And I being one of the ones to have been in her company, to have had conversations, via telephone, in person, chat it up, laugh it up, share little nuggets. I was blessed by her energy. And to hear that news, it was utterly devastating. I mean, I said, okay, foul play. Something had to happen. This right here she didn't do this. My brain couldn't even conceptualize that she could do that. I knew she loved God. I knew, she had so much going for her. And that, when you think about mental health, that somebody who looks on the outside like they got it all going on, and whose light can, her presence, walking in a room, light up a room, her laugh was infectious, her energy, she gave so much, right? And how she could be that much for so many people, even people who had never personally met her.
That's right.
But could be so alone and so hurt that was the answer the only answer she could come up with to deal with what she was dealing with, is mind-blowing. So what my takeaway from that was check up on your friends. I don't care if they look like they got it all going on.
Right.
They got the car, they got the man, they got the job, they they dripping, they drip is always fly and fresh. Check on them.
Check on them. And therapy is good, right? So
therapy is
good.
In the Black community, y'all, we need this good. It's a good word. It's not a bad word. Therapy is good. We probably need race therapy. we need therapy as a whole race. We need to.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Therapy is good.
That's
we need objective people outside of your girlfriend or your friend, because everybody, a real friend is going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
That's right.
And if they don't have the skills to do it for themselves, they can't help you. And that's a part of the problem. We're talking to people who can't help us because they don't have the coping skills. They don't have the tools in their arsenal to even show you how to work through your stuff.
That's right.
They got their own.
So
therapy is with a professional is good.
It's much
and
needed.
prayer. I'm not saying one is over the other. You still pray. You still talk to God. But it's okay to go get a professional to help you.
That's right. But wouldn't you agree with this, especially being a woman, a Black woman at that, that people tend to put us on pedestals, and it's a hard job staying there. The expectation of us is so high, and then we're looking at ourselves, and sometimes it's self-imposed, right? The expectations that we put on ourselves, and then others put us there as well. And it's hard, it's challenging to manage. Have you ever felt that? And if so, how did you deal with that?
Well, that kind of ties in with the imposter syndrome too, because you feel like you have to put this mask on in order to personify what you think others are looking for you to be, or how to act. And so that can make you feel like it's not okay to let them know you're not okay. Like somehow you're going to be less than or looked down upon, or devalued if you admit it, if you talk about it, like, and it has been my conscious effort to not allow myself or other people to do that for me, to do that to me. I'm like, no, I don't have a heaven or hell to put you in. I'm not better than you. I'm not. And that's why I would tell young girls, you're not in competition to be another girl. You're, if anything, always look at it as competition for yourself, with yourself, to be the best person you can be in that moment in time. That's all you can ask of yourself, and that's all anyone else can ask of you. If you gave your best, presented yourself the best that you could, then you have nothing to regret, nothing to be ashamed of. You learn from what you could do better and where you can grow, and then you move on. And so I didn't put myself on a pedal. I didn't allow people to do that. They're like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. I make mistakes, and I'm growing and being better at apologizing quicker. Because I would apologize. And sometimes, you want to hold on to that grudge. I don't want to apologize first, or not today, maybe tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm good to a place where I will apologize right away. I will admit when I'm wrong, and not try to act like I know the answer. I can tell you, I actually don't know. And I will look into that. I'll read up about it and get back to you though.
And right. And it's okay. It is okay. I love what In Tune with the World says. She says, people put us on pedestals to tear us down. That's why it's so important to protect our peace, right? To protect our peace. And Carole, I love the message that you share with young ladies. And I don't know, let's see if we can hear you now, LaShonda, because I know you had a specific question about young ladies. We still can't hear you, but you're beautiful though.
You're great.
Yes, you look beautiful. Okay. Well, hang in there with us. Hang in there.
You have earbuds with the microphone. Maybe if you put that on and plug that in, we can hear you through your mic.
Yes.
On your earbuds with the microphone.
Yes. So try that, and
you might have a mic on your computer.
Yes. And I love what Shirley says out of Detroit, my cousin. She says, I'm on a self-love, self-care, self-worth journey to keep my inner peace. I love it. The
Love that.
triple threat,
Yeah.
self-love,
Love,
self-care, and self-worth journey. Yes, it is.
All of that is incorporated. The self-care and the self-worth fall into the self-love, learning to love ourselves unconditionally. And as much as we may say it that takes work. And we may we have to sometimes learn how to love, actually, depending on the environment which you grew up. Love was displayed and meant different things, to different people. So like, if you had, sometimes just if I provided for you, that was supposed to be love, but never being touched or told you were special and loved, never hearing it verbally, that can affect how you love yourself. If you were criticized a lot, that made it harder for you to love yourself. So I used to challenge myself even to look in the mirror and tell myself I loved me. And it was very, very hard to do that. And then, besides then being hard, then it was, I feel silly saying it. Why? I shouldn't have to do that. That's the enemy trying to make it so that you don't love yourself, to try to make it feel like this doesn't matter. It doesn't affect change. And it does. Hearing yourself saying it, you're making those. Faith is built by the repetition. That's why faith comes by hearing. Right? Not having heard. So we don't just say at one time past tense, no, I loved myself. No, I love myself. I love me. I love me. I used to say it in different intonations on each word and just saying it so you are comfortable saying it. And then the act will follow.
The act will follow.
It'll take that time. You will learn to say no.
So Carole, let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's do this right now. On the count of 3, I want everybody to say, I love you. I love me. Don't say you love me. I mean, I'm glad that you love me, but I love me. Okay. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I love me.
Yes.
Yes. And let's get used to saying that. Yes. Let's get accustomed. Like Carole just said, we have to use repetition. And I know there's so many young ladies watching tonight, and so many aspire to get into pageantry, right? And I know this is a question. Let's try it one more time and see if LaShonda.
Hi, Auntie. My auntie's on there.
Yes.
Sandrina. In California.
Unmute mic. Okay, let's try this. Okay. We're going to try one more time. And we still can't hear you. No. Nope. Okay. So I know that LaShonda's question was about, and we're over time. My apologies, but it got so good. It got so good. So for young ladies out there who want to get into pageants, what is some advice that you would give? And we're going to go ahead and wrap on up.
Okay. Well, I always, when, people inbox me or reach out to find me and on my webpage and want to ask questions about the pageant, I always encourage them, like, have you done everything you can to polish yourself? I don't ever ask anyone to try to put on what they think a judge wants to see or hear. And being a judge and going through the interview process, I'm not looking for someone who has some canned, memorized responses. I just want to see the authenticity of how they can handle the pressure under grace, be able to still formulate a thought and a sentence and communicate well, stand, and I call it their power posture. This day and age, we're all bent over and on a keyboard and cell phone, tablet use, it's like standing up tall and proud. So can you walk? Can you talk? Can you articulate what you're passionate about? Are you in a place where you can own your opinion and not feel like you have to justify it, or sugarcoat it, and express your opinion without offending someone else and still see their viewpoint, but stand and hold on to, your own. And to know what colors, is on the fashion side. That's the superficial side, but that's easily fixable. But know what's your, strong colors, or what cut and type of style of pant or jacket or blouse, what's going to look most flattering on you. It's like anything. You want to put your best foot forward. So do you know those things about you? And if not, are you willing to put in the time to learn those things about you? And when they don't know, they usually will pay a coach who can help them with that. So either you get a good coach. I didn't have money to get a coach. So internet and school and
YouTube.
That was my lessons. I was read, know, we'll say, know what's current. We were just talking about this in a mock interview. Know what's current going on in the world.
Okay.
So, you don't have to know all the details, but you should know whatever is the highlight, the top 3 or 4 things in the news, you should know it because it's open game to ask you, like, so what is your thoughts about the Olympics? And, because that was current. If you were if you had an interview last week or, had competed last week, the Olympics would have been fair game. The tension going on and the buildup with Russia, that's fair game. Anything that's current, you should at least have the Cliff Notes for version of it up here.
The Cliff Notes version. Thank you.
Minimum, and practice that walk, practice in heels. I got a few, they had never wore heels. And I said, I admire your gumption for wanting to go out for a competition, but you want to practice in them heels.
Yes. Gotta practice. Excellent. So my final question to you. I'm sorry, Carole.
Just be you, polished. That's how I put it. Be you, polished.
Be you, will polish you up just a little bit, right?
A little spit shine.
A little spit shine. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much for those nuggets. And Camille Bailey is in the house from Plymouth Church.
Hi, Miss Camille. I love you. I love you. And Mr. Bailey.
Yes, incredible.
Gospel choir leaders. Yes.
Awesome. So one final question for you, Carole. If you were able to go back and speak to the little girl, Carole Anne-Marie, what would you say to her?
You're going to make me cry. I knew he was going to try to make me cry. I would tell her, you are enough. You were born enough, and you were enough. And you didn't need a title to tell you were, but God's used it. But, you are enough. And anything that you thought was wrong with you was other people's issues, not yours. So just shine, be you, and don't let what others, like you say, change who you are. People said I talked too much. I was always singing all the time. I was too active. I was too this. I was too that. And they made me feel like those were negative things when those were how God made me. And instead of channeling it in a healthy way, I felt they criticized it. That made me want to shy away from the things that I was like innately like drawn to do. And so as I got older, I took kind of charge of that. Yeah, I was in the madrigals, the Plymouth Gospel Choir, madrigals at Cass, the gospel choir at Cass, harp and vocal, the vocal group portion at Cass. I sang anywhere I could in a group. So there, I got my singing out, but it was channeled. Instead of telling me, can you be quiet? I'm tired of hearing you sing. Then my brain hears, oh, I don't sound good. I can't sing. I shouldn't sing. So, taking on and not thinking that I was good enough, then that made me shy away. As much as I knew that God had put that in me. I mean, my own name, Carole, it's a song. I love to sing, and I'm outgoing, and I'm talkative and boisterous. And so I was enough. And it wasn't anything wrong with me, So you're okay. Continue to grow, learn from your mistakes, but you're okay. You are enough. And that was what I would tell, the little girl me.
It's
okay. You're gonna love your height later. That too. And you're not gonna care about your shoe size. I mean, you're young. You don't want to be in the 4th grade with the biggest feet and the tallest person.
Right.
Like, you're gonna love your height later. Just get over it already.
Wow, I am enough. What a powerful way to end our conversation today. Carole, I cannot tell you. We could go on and on because guess what? I had 20 questions.
I know. It's not a I said, we ain't going to have time to answer all those. I don't think.
We don't have time, and that's okay. That just means we got to bring you back to celebrate you again, right? To celebrate you and have you share your wisdom, your experiences, and what I truly admire about you, Carole, and I admired it when we stood on that Miss Black World Michigan stage together.
Yeah.
I watched you. I watched everything about you because I knew you were going far. And I said, okay, I need to watch everything she does. What I admired about you was your tenacity to focus. Tenacity to focus. And Carole, I would say God used your focus, your ability to focus to get you to where you are today. Because you are extremely focused. You don't hear no, you don't hear can't. You block all of those things out. You always have. And so I thank you for listening to God, having a relationship with him, number one, but then allowing yourself to just be and become all God has created you to be. Because you've done that, Carole, and you continue, because I know that it's probably continuous work, right? Involved with that.
Yeah.
But you are allowing other people the freedom to do the same. You're allowing us, as we see you, and we've heard some of your bits and pieces of your story tonight.
We all fell forward. It's okay. We fell forward.
It's okay. Forward.
Yeah.
And so we thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And we got to get her book, y'all. I'm going to get you ready. Y'all heard bits and pieces tonight, but Carole's book is coming out this year. We're claiming it.
Several of them.
Several.
For sure.
She's got children's books, right? And tell us about the other two.
One's like a memoir. One is called, it's like a girlfriend's trip. We were like our version of Girls Road Trip, but it was the journey to self-healing and self-discovery. Mm-hmm. And it was great. It was like the road trip to Miss USA, because that's where we went. I brought some friends with me to Miss USA and just sharing, and it was empowering. And so that was one thing I really, really took away from that. I know I don't mind. I would just say, I love being able to tell another woman, especially another Black woman, you got it going on. You're beautiful. I love your energy. I love what you do. You're brilliant, talented, whatever. It doesn't take anything away from me to uplift another sister, especially when she's doing her thing. And you never know. Somebody, she might be just driving, and no one has told her she's doing a good thing. All she has is, the fruit of her work, but no one has like said it. If she doesn't have it in herself to say, you doing it, girl, and pat yourself on the back, I just I don't mind. And I didn't understand when we would see other women tear each other down. And people would ask me, did I have any negative experiences in the pageant, even like with catty girls? And I really didn't. I didn't have anybody try to sabotage my dress and shoes and, what you see in Hollywood. There was one little thing, but it was a little thing. It wasn't a big thing. And so I think we're stronger and better together when we uplift each other. And so that is a part of wanting to help other people be the best version of themselves and being able to empower them. In doing so, I uplift our people. I uplift all women and put us in a different light. We're not the angry Black woman, but we are the driven. We wear a lot of hats and we do a lot for people, and we give out all the time. Whether you are a daughter, you're a sister, you're a mother, you're an employer, you're an employee, you're an auntie, you're a best friend, you're a spouse, whatever the many hats you wear, that's where the self-care. You got to make sure you take time to take care of you, because we are nurturers. God created us to be a nurturer. So we always want to, innately, the majority of us want to take care of something or somebody. So make sure we take time to take care of ourselves. And that's not selfish. Self-care, self-love is not selfish.
That's right.
God wants you to love yourself like you love your neighbor. Not just love your neighbor and then forget about you, you love yourself. So that was one of the greatest lessons for me to learn, was to love me so that I can give the world a better me.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Not be ashamed for the mistakes, but learn to turn everything as perspective. You know, if I mess up, I learned another way not to do it.
That's right.
So, okay, that one didn't work. So there's got to be another way that does work. So which way, you know, let's go. You know, and that's where I guess you talk about the tenacity. You know, I'm not going to just like, oh, woe is me, I messed up, and oh, I can't get past that. You're like, no, forgive yourself and learn from it. That's the only thing that's the worst part of a mistake or a failure is if we don't learn the lesson, because then we are doomed to repeat it. So you learn the lesson, you do the growth that's necessary, the personal development or spiritual development, whatever it is you need to do to grow.
That's right.
And then you hit it again.
And you hit it again. You hit it again. Carole, I could listen to you all day. Honestly, and you have blessed souls tonight. You know, I've been praying over this moment with you. And God said, do it.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. It's not like we planned this for months. It's not like it's been in my head. It's just you dropped in my spirit.
Thank you.
And I'm like, this is Black History. It's time. Let me just reach out. Let me see.
Thank
and
you.
You said yes. So thank you for saying yes.
I want one last thing though.
Please.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
That's okay.
But you mentioned something at the beginning, and so it's in my heart. I want to speak to that young lady or woman. I don't care if it happened 50 years ago. If you have been hurt, assaulted, molested, and any trauma you've experienced, and you are holding on to that, release it. Forgive them and forgive yourself, because you didn't do anything wrong. But you are more than a label. You are more than your trauma. And stop letting it limit your living. Take away the power that person tried to steal from you, and you go forward, empowered. Speak it out. Write it out. If you have to do a tangible thing of writing it all out and then burning it, like a mortgage burning ceremony. Burn that pain up. Give it over to God, or talk to a professional. But tell someone. Don't hold on to it. Don't keep it in secret. Like, oh, it's past. I'm okay. No, it's not. You really, if you really look at some areas of your life, especially in the areas of relationships, has it been all that it could be? And if the answer is no, it's probably because you have not released that. You thought just because you didn't say anything, like it's so, nobody knows, and I can't do anything about it now, so why say anything now? No, there's healing and sharing. It's healing and getting it out and speaking it out and going through all of the emotions that come with that. Allow yourself to feel it and then release it. Because stuffing it down is either going to cause you disease on the inside in some form or another, or we protect ourselves with weight.
That's right.
And the weight, emotional weight or physical weight. And all of that will have a negative effect on your overall life, health, and well-being. So speak your truth. Find someone you feel safe to speak your truth to, and go forth with your whole manifested healing. God bless you. Remember, you're more than a label, and you're more than your trauma.
Whew. Okay. Now you're going to get me crying over here.
I just had to say that.
No.
That's it. I ain't going to say nothing else.
You're so on point. You're so on point. And we probably have to come back and have another conversation about that, because I can so relate to what you're saying. Okay. But I thank you. I thank you for speaking your truth. And that's the power of speaking our truths, isn't it? When we speak our truth, and I love what Marianne Williamson says, we automatically give other people permission to do the same, right? Yeah. And that's what you've done tonight. So what I want to do is I want to just share a few of the comments, because I'm telling you, chat is blowing up, Carole. Chat is blowing up. LaShonda says, thank you, Queen, for being a great role model, standing strong vocally, and continue to impact communities. I will continue to pray for your powerful boldness and courage. Love you. Yes, thank you so much, LaShonda. She's incredible and in tune with the world. Says, I like that. Be you, polished. Deborah Forden says, wonderful, inspiring, and uplifting program. Thank you so much for giving your time, Queen. Miss Krista says, thanks for this. My teen is listening. Thank you so much. Shout out, shout out. All right, wonderful. Christy says, thank you for this.
Thank
Kayla
you. I love you, Christy.
Kayla says, thank you.
Oh,
Edie, thank you for being here, Edie. Wow. I'm telling you, this is why I pray. If it was only for India tonight.
Yeah.
If it was only for you, India, Caprice.
God would have orchestrated all of this just so you could hear it, what you needed to hear.
Just so you could hear it.
So you can hear it.
And that's my prayer every time. God, use us.
Us, yeah.
As the vehicle. Use Carole tonight as the vehicle. If we can touch just one person.
Right.
And so, India, you've let us know tonight that you're that person. So thank you for being here. And then India also said, Carole spoke to me after I placed third runner-up in the Miss Kentucky USA pageant last year. Oh, and I still carry those words. Congratulations to you, India. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
I picked the current Miss USA. I was Elle's judge at Kentucky.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. And Edie says, yes, that is so true. You have to let it out to heal. And Andrea says, I very much enjoy hearing about your life's lessons, Cammie. I'm so proud of you.
That's my auntie. I love you, auntie. Our family historian and a lawyer. And I just remember one of my things about my aunt was she did our family genealogy way before it was a 23andMe and Ancestry.com, and her telling me that our family's African history was from northern Nigeria, a tribe in northern Nigeria. Mm-hmm. And then when I fast forward, because I was young, like in elementary school when she did that, and then fast forward to getting one of those 23andMe ancestry things done, and it was like 74% sub-Saharan West Africa, wow. Northern Nigeria underneath. I was like, look at it. She was on 74%.
I love it. So we're going to have to continue the conversations because I too am a family historian. So I want to talk to you more about that. There's so much that we've got to talk about, but suffice it to say, you've got your books coming out this year. And I know that you're always available. I'm putting you out there for speaking opportunities and speaking engagements. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So in order to contact Miss Carole, our Queen Carole, you can contact her at Carole Gist, and Carole is spelled with an E. Yes. All right. CaroleGist. And you can also go to her website at www.carolegist.com. That's www.carolegist.com. Carole, I am sending you all kind of air hugs. I'm sending you air hugs.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Coach P.
Thank you for being here. God bless you all. Thank you for coming in tonight, sharing and celebrating and honoring our first Black Miss USA 1990, Carole Anne-Marie Gist. Signing off. God bless you all.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.